Live on Stream It Sports and PSD Channel 10. It's Poudre School District High School basketball. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil, your local fuel company. By University of Colorado Health, we improve lives from healthcare to health. By Pedersen Toyota, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in northern Colorado. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to Poudre School District Athletics. Tonight from beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, the Fort Collins Lambkins host the Poudre Impalas in girls varsity basketball. I am David Haase along with producer Randy McCoy and cameraman Sean Corbett bringing you the game tonight. Randy, you got a chance for the Impalas here to solidify their spot within the conference, playing for third place, tied currently with Fossil Ridge.
Well, the other night we had a great game between Fossil Ridge Monday night and Poudre, and that's the difference now. Fossil Ridge playing Boulder tonight and should be able to win that game. And then Poudre here, if they play the way they've been playing, should really have no trouble with the Lambkins. But the Lambkins are always tough on their home court.
Well, the Lambkins have a young team. We've seen them getting better as the season progresses, as you would predict with any Kyle Draganing team. Curtis Glessman, on the other hand, he's got the veterans, doesn't he? Yeah,
he does. And, again, Poudre 17-5 coming into the season overall. It's a great record. 8-3 in the conference. And Anna Haugen, she's missed everything. And the other night, Berkner wasn't able to play, but it looks like she's going to be able to suit up tonight.
In warm-ups and ready to go. So we'll be back with the opening tip. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Thanks to First Bank and Apple Pay, I can easily buy stuff using my phone. Thanks to my driverless car, I can't figure out how to change this song.
Apple Pay, now at First Bank.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there. 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
I am UC Health.
I am UC Health.
I'm Matt, and I am UC Health. I've got two boys, and I've got a girl, and I think they see me as someone who, fixes broken hearts mainly and gets people back out there. My daughter, who's 9 months, she'll understand someday that I try to help people, and I think they take pride in that.
Our roots run deep at the University of Colorado Health. Share your roots at imuchealth.org.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Better.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds.
So we're back here. Excuse our camera, trying to get a better camera shot for you. Chassa Code of Conduct, and we'll have our starting lineups here, David. And beautiful, beautiful Chamber of Commerce day in Fort Collins today, huh?
Yeah, it's a game you could have played outside this afternoon. A little breezy, but we'll have our national anthem now and back with our starting lineups. Just when you thought you can't take it up a bigger notch, and Fort Collins pep band's out here now, and they brought a full drum set out, Randy.
Yes, they did.
So our starting lineups. Shayla Reeves, number 4 for the Impalas. Number 3, Glorianne Tripp for the Lambkins. Number 20, Cecilia Berkner, who missed that last game we talked about with that her concussion for the Impalas. Grace Sluss, number 14, out for the Lambkins.
Poudre was able to win without her too against a tough Fossil Ridge team.
That was a big step for them. Number 23, good reason why they had that win. Mackenzie Gertz for the Impalas.
Kind of had a coming out party, didn't she?
She really did. Delcy Johnson, number 15, out for the Lambkins. Senior, number 24, Anna Haugen for the Impalas. For the Lambkins, number 30, Devin Hunt.
The girl in the middle.
Following the footsteps of an older brother who had a good career here at Lambkins.
And a dad.
Yeah. 33, Madison Ham for the Impalas. And the final starter tonight for the Lambkins, number 42, Carson Maitland. So we got our lineups. We're set to play here at Fort Collins High School.
Devin Hunt's dad still owns the scoring record here, I believe.
Yep.
As told to me by one Mr. Eric Freehoff, who I didn't know, but he was a Rocky grad.
Yeah. Yep.
He had a nice little story about him and Mr. Hunt.
I imagine they had a battle or two.
Well, he was a sophomore, and coach sent him in to guard Tim, and Tim was a senior.
A little bit of an initiation?
So there wasn't much of a story there.
That's a good one.
It was a great one. So here we are, folks. Poudre, Fort Collins City game. Beautiful 72-degree weather outside. We're inside. Play 4 8-minute quarters here in Colorado. Here's my partner, Mr. David Haase.
Cecilia Berkner and Devin Hunt to jump at the center of the court. Scores table ready. Officials are ready. 10 on the court. Toss taken up, handled right away, but a little too quick on the pass across the teammate, so loose ball picked up by the Impalas. Do you think the Lambkins going to be wearing Mackenzie Gertz in her outside shot today?
Boy, I think they better, huh?
What a game she had the other night. Reeves outside, back down low. Gertz in the corner. First one's off. Rebound, nice job by Maitland. Carson Maitland's going to have a strong game tonight on the boards for the Lambkins.
Yeah, she was not able to really get untracked against Fossil Ridge last week, and she's going to have to really do that against another tough opponent.
Who plays so much in the paint.
Maddie Ham.
Yeah, Madison Ham along with Berkner and Haugen. They're around the rebounds all day long.
Yeah, Poudre's just full of athletes. You know, they don't really have any height, but they're just all really good athletes, aren't they, David?
And the high basketball IQ. Johnson down there, speaking of basketball IQ, Anna Haugen steps in front of a pass, takes it away. Cross court, Gertz, second jumper's up. I tell you what, that rim is the loosest rim in town. It bounces. I think there's been a lot of dunk practice on it, because I noticed that in the JV game. Should talk about the JV game too. That young gal, the 9th grader, hits a buzzer beater.
Boy, that was something.
From downtown, 3-point shot for young Lane, and I would imagine if she gets off the bench, she's still going to be feeling the high from that. Suited up for varsity. Maitland underneath, blocked by Ham. And what a great block. Just
and that's telling right there of how that's going to happen.
Yeah, good position. Tripp blocks Gertz's shot at the other end, repays the favor. Ball will be inbounded by the Impalas. And we just noticed that in the standing with Kevin Lytle in the pregame, and that this rim to our left is bouncy. So the old driveway shooting, you need to leave it on the front of the rim and let it just lay on over, don't you?
Yep.
Second one is up and good by Gertz. But going to get a lane violation. Actually, it's going to be on Gertz herself. She stepped over, so the second one is nullified. So 1-0 with 6:25 here at Fort Collins High School. The Impalas lead.
What an addition to this team, because Gertz has some of the skills that really no other Impala has, and boy, they needed her.
Yeah, just that ability to run, shoot on the move, and elevate from a spot.
And she's a beautiful player in the way she plays. She's got great form on her shot. Is able to get to the basket and finish.
Yeah, every team, just like you have those pieces, and with everybody back, with Berkner back, you got to look at the possibility that's going to be a strong chance for them to win a couple games in the tournament. We'll know that next week. Like I said earlier, they're playing for third place in the conference, and the third place in the Front Range League gets you a pretty good seed. Foul called. Blocking foul on the Impalas. First one on Berkner. One team foul each. Baseline three-pointer from Grace Sluss is good. Nice little circle around pick she got there. Spot it up, square it up, and let it fly. Man defense here for the Lambkins. Berkner goes in, baseline Ham, across the board. Nice. A couple of teammates are used to each other there, isn't it?
Well, I tell you, that's a soft touch inside there. Refreshing to see a little 5-footer, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, in the game with Britt Mishak and Madison Ham the other night was a great one to watch.
Oh, it was a battle.
Trip that time on the drive, they'll block behind by Berkner.
There's some inside players in this town this year in the girls' side.
Yeah, there really are. All tied at 3 here. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Shayla Reeves, nice job of going to the bucket, drawing the foul.
Boy, can't do any better than that.
Reeves will go to the line for 2. First one's up and good. Once again, I want to thank the Lambkins pep band for showing up tonight. I would imagine they're going to be here all night.
Crowd filling in nicely.
Oh yeah, we'll get a good crowd tonight.
Such a nice day, not really any reason to stay home, huh?
Yeah, and your last chance for an in-town game between rivals.
Unless you're going to watch LeBron James.
Yeah.
I think he's playing tonight. How'd you like that NBA All-Star game? 139 threes.
The Olay game.
John Wooden was rolling over in his grave, wasn't he?
Yep. And it's not a UFO on your screen there. We've got a tuba player decide to take up residence and block pretty much a large portion of our screen as far as the middle of the court. We'll try to work on that.
Oh, I thought it was a UFO.
Ball movement now. Grace Sluss, another three-pointer up. That one rims out. Gets to the rebound off the kick. Did a smart job of taking it right down. So good putback, 5-4 now. Lambkins lead. Madison Ham, shot goes up. Long rebound by Gertz though. Haugen goes up, good ball control in the middle. Looked like an arm got whacked there and no call.
I think she just lost control of her left hand there a little bit.
Just kind of skipped on her, you're right. Johnson down there, nice job, boy. Anna Haugen just cut off the lane on Tripp as she's trying to come through on the double pick. Maitland ball underneath, boy. Look, just like Sharks.
Wow.
Maitland got that ball, and all of a sudden Berkner and Haugen just turned around and went right into her.
To say they attacked her would be an understatement.
Oh, that's why I said Sharks. There was blood in the water. The ball hits the floor. You got to handle the entry pass, otherwise, you get the ball down low. And Poudre's, their interior defense is just special, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all effort.
I mean, that's what they hang their hat on. They don't score that many points really, and only average about 40 points a game. And
And
I think Swanson might have got a little more than she bargained for there. She got that shoulder.
For 17 wins, they're scoring more than they've given up. That's for sure.
Yeah, by a long shot.
Haugen will inbound here.
Yeah, I don't know the Swanson will get in front of that train coming through again.
No, there's an education moment. Haugen penetrates up off the glass, bounces out. Nice job by Tripp with the rebound. Swanson pushing it. There's your change of pace guard, isn't it?
Yeah, and Tripp had a great game the other night against Fossil Ridge. So she's seniors trying to end her career on a real positive. Another foul on Swanson.
Yeah, and nice job by Reeves just having the angle. And Swanson, there wasn't really much she could do there. She was in the middle of nowhere. She had to play her on down. And Reeves just had the angle and kept going.
The thing about it, Reeves did not have a great angle on it. I'm not sure she would have made that. She was kind of a little bit behind the basket, wasn't she?
Yeah.
It's hard to know that in the middle of the play, though. I would not say it started off sloppy, but I would say it's certainly not up to par for either team yet.
No. Second one up by Reeves drops. We're all tied at 5 now with 2:51 left. I'd like to thank our banner sponsor, Rocky Mountain Fever, feverhoops.com. Foul on Haugen way away from the even midcourt. Second foul on the Lambkins. 4 so far, on the Impalas, 4 so far on the Lambkins. Johnson inbounds. We have an offensive call.
Moving screen, I believe.
Assume that was, it was Carson Maitland.
Maitland did not
didn't get set.
Didn't disengage. After she made contact, she kind of stayed with him, rode him.
In for the Lambkins now too is number 33, Emily Williams.
I've never done anything like that playing basketball.
Do it till you're caught, right?
Yep. She'll do it 5 more times and probably won't get caught any of them.
Now,
out on that high post, it's hard to not get caught on that.
Tomasini 3, a little strong. Rebound backside by Haugen. She kicks it back out front. Reeves. What a nice job underneath. Everybody contesting for that rebound.
Tomasini had a game the other night.
Yeah.
First half, 10 points, and she was really different. Haugen really didn't do anything, like she normally does, and Berkner wasn't even there. But boy, when you got that happening, you've got Gertz and Tomasini step up like they did.
Yeah, the role players every team's got to have, and somebody that may not be your consistently leading scorer, but the potential to put those numbers up. And that was, as you said, that's really what pulled the game over. Haugen got a lot of attention without Berkner in the lineup. Foul called on Reeves, her first. Williams for 3. And the putback, when the Gloria Tripp right there, she caught it, kept the ball in the air, didn't she?
Great job. Picture perfect.
Difference between putting it down, getting it blocked, or losing it, or going to the line like she is. First one a little strong. Second one coming. Substitution. Mackenzie Gertz back in the game for Cecilia Berkner. Ham, Haugen, Tomasini, Reeves, and Gertz.
Be interesting to see how many minutes Berkner plays after sitting out.
Yeah. Oh, and Delcy Johnson, great job again. Offensive rebound. Paul's just a little slow to get a hip on the player. She got to the middle, didn't she?
That's right. And, Poudre has to really watch out that they don't let Fort Collins kind of lull them in a slow-down game. And
well, it's kind of the blindside game coming after the big win against the program you're fighting for the top half of the conference with, and all of a sudden you get a team that really wants to play and have a chance to finish out.
Not sure this game will have a lot of bearing on their seeding, but if they could get at least a tie for 3rd in the conference, that would be good.
Down court, both teams a little too quick on the passes. Steals both directions there. Last one by Reeves. 1:40 left here in the first quarter, all tied at 5. And we've gone past our 1-1 tie at Fossil last week in one quarter, but like you said, slow start. Ham seeing all of her options, kicks it back out. And a bomb from Tomasini.
I'll tell you what, if you can execute like that at the high school level, you are hard to stop.
Yeah. Well, Ham, like I say, let everybody clear her, turn around, drove the lane, kicked it out. Tomasini, knowing where the pass was coming from, set herself, and just a beautiful shot. I mean, she was well beyond the arc, wasn't she?
She was. Nice left hand there, a little strong.
Yeah, Williams just a little strong on it. As you said, I think she was surprised she's that open.
Good look there.
Shot up, goes to ground. Rebound picked up by Williams. Tell you, Coach Draganing with Williams and Swanson, just to name two, and a good left hand in the middle. But just to name two, they get a couple of great proficient guards for the next couple of years. 8-7 right now. Impalas lead. Only 30 seconds to play here in the first. Haugen gets the pass, splits the teams, and rolls around off the bank and in. Our first bank shot of the game. Paul still with the man press, just trying to slow it down. 15 seconds left. Sluss, a little out of control, but steps out of bounds. She knew her time was running out. She just wanted to get a shot off, didn't she? Sammy Fitz and Carson Maitland back in the game now for the Lambkins. Hunt, Sluss, Maitland, Fitz, and Williams on the court to finish the quarter. 5 seconds to play.
Well, she's got a good looking shot too, doesn't she?
Yeah. So rebound secured by Maitland, but the Impalas did a nice job of just stopping her from going anywhere with it. So time runs out after 1 quarter played here at Fort Collins High School. Poudre Impalas lead 10-7.
I am UC Health.
I am UC Health.
I'm Jill, and I am UC Health. Laughter clubs bring people together in ways that are unmatched. It helps you decrease stress. It helps you relax more. So at UC Health, they allow us to embrace the community, embrace our members, and do some really wonderful things.
Our roots run deep at the University of Colorado Health. Share your roots at imuchealth.org.
There you hear the Fort Collins band with the bumper music.
Yep.
(10-7) our score. Got anything to say to us, you can tweet us at McCoy Haase Talks or Dave H1923.
Not the year I was born. Popular misconception.
Sure.
Yeah. Long three-pointer time just off for Sluss. Has to hustle down court. Way to look ahead. Shayla Reeves spots Emily Tomasini, who just took off on the shot. And a good pass down court for easy layup. 5-point lead now for the Impalas.
That's that senior smarts there, isn't it?
Exactly. Nice student crowd filling in already here. We got quite a few Lambkins in front of us. Good parent crowd across. I mean, this is a big gym.
This is the biggest high school gym in town, so yeah. I think it holds about 3,000, I've been told.
And Emily Williams that time just did a nice job of putting her shoulder down half a step by Mackenzie Gertz and drew the foul. You don't have to have a clean shot. You got that edge. You just keep going, don't you?
Yeah. And we've seen some pretty massive crowds in this gym over the years.
A lot of great games played here.
Including last year's boys Fossil Collins game.
Yeah, for the conference title. Maitland drives, has to kick it out. Hunt on the baseline. You just can't throw bounce passes and entry passes with the Impalas, can you?
No, they're experienced. A lot of the girls have been deep in the playoffs, so that they don't get flustered too much.
Ball turnover out of bounds. Just a Everybody's a little ragged. There is that happens in athletics all the time at every level.
And it's the third game in
3 days.
In 4 days.
4 days,
So
excuse me.
That's an NBA
3 games,
schedule.
4 days. Yeah, it really is. And
For Poudre, it is, because they had the makeup game.
The legs going to have to go after a little bit. I mean, they're competing. Fitz stopped back up there. Ball tipped away by Tomasini, but back to Fitz and back to Reeves. Long court pass. Gertz in the baseline. Boy, there's that elevated jumper we saw the other night, wasn't it?
You just don't see that in a female basketball player that often.
Gertz with the tip pass out of bounds.
I didn't see how many she had the other night, but she had...
I believe it was 18.
Yeah.
10 for Tomasini.
I was going to say, there's extra 18 points coming in your program never hurts.
No. Tomasini almost a steal, though, picked up by Hunt. Lambkins close to a 10 count there. Get it across. 6 minutes to play here in the half. 14-7 now. The Impalas have doubled up the Lambkins. Man defense again, boy. Just Maitland gets a chance inside. Bodied up by Berkner. Berkner took a shot right in the chops. Carson Maitland turned around, elevated that shoulder in. Elsa Berkner's no shrinking violet. She's a tough customer athletically, and she ate one there. A lot of kids, including maybe me, would still be down there in that end.
Yeah, she
flopped at least.
Cecilia said, "No, I don't.
Yeah,
I've had enough."
Yeah, yeah.
You can have it if you want it that bad.
That's right. One concussion protocol game missed is enough. Haugen on the drive, kicks back out top. Lambkins hustling on D. Just those couple threes and the breakaways has been the difference so far in the first half. They trail by 5. Entry pass into Haugen. She draws a crowd, kicks it back out to Berkner. Short jumpers up and rattles around and is good.
Not pretty, but it's effective, isn't it?
Yep. I'm telling you, that rim, if you get it up on top of that rim softly, it'll find its way in because it's just bouncy. It'll let it sit in there.
That's 2 fouls on Haugen, way, way, way away from the...
Yeah, that's when you start talking about your legs are talking. Substitutions, Madison Ham back in, and Elsa Berkner for the... Actually, no, thought that was Elsa Berkner. Madison Ham back in, number 22 for the Impalas. Make sure we got everybody right. That is Elsa Berkner.
Yeah.
Saw I had a little time I thought she had earlier, but... and then substitutions back in for Lambkins. Oh, Maitland shoots his free throw. Tripp back in the game. 16-9 now.
Boy, Gertz is fast too, isn't she?
Yeah, very athletic.
She gets down the court in a hurry.
It's kind of the local ladies version of your Jackson Everhart type. You know, you can play that wing and with speed. Another player who made a big difference in the game this week, Jackson Everhart.
Big win for Fossil Ridge Tuesday night, and they're going after the conference title tonight, so good luck to...
Yeah, we'd love to see it stay in the city.
Matt Johansson and the...
Be the 3rd year in a row, because 2 years ago, Fossil won
it in Fort Collins last year.
Yeah, let's keep it in town. Thanks for watching PSD TV, Channel 10.
Playing our favorite town tonight, too, so...
Yes, that's right.
Be nice to keep it here. Nothing writing on that. There's not that many rivalries between Fort Collins and Boulder, so...
Yeah. Oh, nice bounce pass underneath. Williams goes up, doesn't get it to fall, though. Contested rebound that time. Elsa Berkner powers it away.
Yeah, you got Shayla Reeves coming back next year. You got Gertz coming back next year.
Along with Elsa Berkner, and then I'm going to say he's got a ton of seniors. He really does.
Yeah, so but I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. It's one of the best programs, boy or girl, in Northern Colorado, really, the Poudre girls program.
Seen a lot of good girls basketball. We talked about the Front Range League, too, with 8 teams in the top 25 or so. Did we figure it out the other day?
Yeah. Broomfield number 1 in the Front Range League, undefeated in conference. Horizon number 2 with 1 loss. And then Poudre and Fossil Ridge tied with 3 losses.
Poudre a little unbalanced that time. Every player on offense on the far side of the court. Now they get themselves set again. Entry pass to Ham. She gets crowded from behind. It's going to be a pair on Carson Maitland. 17 fouls now each, so Madison Ham will be at the line for the single bonus.
Her name sounds familiar. Big sister's playing for a really, really good CSU team right now, and I see she's getting some minutes.
20 in a row. Yes, she is. 20 in a row those Lambkins have won. Be proud to go watch them. Support all your local athletes and those that continue on at the next levels. Many have. Second one rolls rounds off.
Another Poudre student is playing a CSU football, a lineman, isn't he?
Well, Sam Carlson just finished up a very good year.
Yeah.
Got to play in some of the All-Star games after he was done there. And Braxton Davis, as a true freshman, became the kickoff specialist for the Rams this fall. So lots of local contributions. A former Lambkin just graduated from there from the Rams from football as the long snapper. So there's lots of contributions locally to the CSU programs. Strong on the shot that time by Tripp, rebounded back by Impalas on the run. They lead 17-9 with 3:10 to play here in the half. Tomasini for three. Kind of rushed that one. Well, Emily Williams she goes, what was that? Gertz and Ham had her pinned down there, and
well, Delcy Johnson was there on her back, and
yeah.
I believe it's Delcy 15.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Delcy Johnson was on her back. She got up and she gave the old snake eye, man.
Yeah. Strong there. Nice rebound by Williams. She pulls it back down. Quick down court.
You have a tendency to do that when you end up on the ground in basketball.
Yeah. Not the usual place unless you went there on purpose yourself.
Yeah.
Williams down the corner with Fitz. Johnson, Sluss, and Hunt. The only senior on the floor right now for the Lambkins. 3 sophomores and a junior. You won't keep Coach Dragoning's Lambkins girls teams down very long, will you?
No, you won't. And
they
again,
work hard.
You know, if they could pull out a win tonight, they'll be 11-12. But you know, still probably about where everybody thought they'd be this year. I wouldn't call it a rebuilding year, but it's certainly.
Well, you're playing against a couple of teams in town with a lot of veterans in Fossil and Poudre.
Poudre ranked number 8 in 5A, so they've been pretty much in the top 10, the second half of the top 10 all year.
Deservedly so. Fossil Ridge right behind them. Rocky Mountain's got a 14-win season going on for their girls, 15-win actually. Another good local team.
They've actually got more overall wins than Fossil Ridge, or tied, I guess, with, or maybe one more than Fossil Ridge, but not as good a conference record.
Yep.
So 3 teams in the town with 14 wins at least.
Williams baseline blocked off by Gertz. Nice defense. Rebound underneath there by Delcy Johnson to the putback. Great effort by Johnson, not giving up on that play.
Well, she's a battler. I've enjoyed watching her the last 2-3 broadcasts, and she's all business.
Tomasini's going to be called for the illegal pick. It wasn't really so much that she leaned into her, but she kind of left a leg out, and a little too much and too close to the official to get away with that one. Second foul on Tomasini. She's out. Cecilia Berkner back in now. No sense getting that third foul in the first half. Williams brings it up against Gertz.
Poudre really executing a kind of a workman-like.
That's an unfortunate foul because Shayla Reeves there just busted her backside to beat the pick and get over the top in a great way, but she just collided enough with Fitz that caused her to lose her feet, didn't it?
Well, and
it wasn't a big collision.
If Fitz hadn't fallen down, I'm not sure the whistle didn't blow until Fitz fell down.
Yep.
So there's a case where falling down did get you the call.
And she wasn't acting. She just got her feet caught up there. Free throws off.
Yeah, I think it was more just off balance than it was the force of the
Well, because Reeves,
foul.
I mean, Reeves hustled. That's what you want to see from your guards when they're trying to go over that pick, don't you?
Yes, just cut him off at the pass. And
second one coming. Lambkins trail by 6. Still do.
another thing about this game, it's the final game of the year, regular season, but it's on a Thursday, so both teams are playing a day earlier than they've been playing all year, too.
And they say the season, the amount of games in a week, if fatigue does hit you, they're students too, and it's not like they're spending all day on the couch. Baseline now, under a minute to play. Gertz kicks it back out top. Reeves the ball, setting up a play. Elsa Bruckner, 22 with the ball. Just kind of content to run some clock here. They get a good look, they'll take it, won't they?
Yeah, I think Coach Glessman just like get out here with a win tonight. I don't think he's looking for style points.
Well, and don't get hurt. Don't get anybody run around. Gertz, baseline 3, good. Well, she is just about as automatic as you can get from the girls' side when she's on that low baseline for the three-pointer.
Yeah, she's a dynamic player.
Most difficult shot on the court for the behind the arc. 20-11 now, 10 to play in the half.
Well, you got to at least run out at her. You know, you can't just let her stand there. And that's hard if you're a guard, if you're trying to go back and forth, you know, but that's what you work on practice. But you got to at least run out at them, make them think about some defense.
8.7 seconds left. Delcy Johnson fouled. She'll go to the line, shooting 2. Double bonus time now with 10 fouls total for the Impalas. That was the second one on Elsa Bruckner. Lambkins have not shot their free throws this half very well at all.
Yeah,
Period.
They'd be right in this game.
If they'd had a chance of 5 or 6 more points, it's a totally different game. They've played well. They've hustled well on defense. Second one, much better look in. Reeves tries to go around Emily Williams there and steps out of bounds as she goes down, and she's, turns around. Where's the love? I hit the floor too. Coach Glessman, not much to say there. You're up by 8. No sense spending your capital.
You might need that later.
Yeah.
Reeves says, all right, I'll show you.
I'll do it again. Nope, doesn't get it off in time for the half, but a great steal and go. So after 2 quarters of play here at Fort Collins High School, visiting Poudre Impalas lead 20-12 for the Fort Collins Lambkins. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there. 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
I'm Gina, and I am UC Health. I've had some difficult things to face throughout my career, and part of that was dealing with the cancer journey of both of my parents, and I was diagnosed with cancer myself. There's so much that I can bring to my patients because I do understand, and I think that helps me to be a better cancer doctor.
Our roots run deep at the University of Colorado Health. Share your roots at imuchealth.org.
I like easy. That's why I got this self-driving car. And why I signed up for the First Bank Anywhere account. It warns me if there's ever trouble. And with 24-hour customer support, I get help right away. Sorry. No. Go lock!
Easy should be easy. The new Anywhere account, only at First Bank.
Back here at halftime while we're entertained on the court by the dance troupe from the Lambkins. I'm joined by Kevin Lytle from the Colorado, and Kevin, a slow start not quite what we saw a week ago, but a 5-5 first quarter. A lot of effort, but I think some legs started to go away here.
Yeah, definitely. And this was Poudre pace. They were just fine. In that second quarter there, I'm sitting right by Curtis Glessman down by the Poudre bench. They got the ball with about a minute 15 left in the second quarter. He said one shot.
Yeah.
For a lot of teams, they try and get 3 or 4 possessions out of that. They hit a 3 with about 15 seconds left. And as we know, watching Poudre, they're more than happy winning these slow, low-scoring games.
Well, it's their third game, as Randy was pointing out early in the quarter. It's the third game in 4 days.
Yeah, it's a busy week.
So you start talking about fatigue, leg fatigue. You don't want injuries, all those things that, they're still young athletes, and maybe if you leave the game mentally because you're just a little tired, that's when you get hurt.
Yeah, it's tough, and Cecilia Berkner's been out all week. She's back tonight, but playing kind of limited minutes. I think it's part of what you're talking about there. Be careful with her because they really need her next week. Obviously, they want to win tonight seeding purposes, but next week's when they really need her.
She took a pretty good shot playing defense, trying to get in close to Carson Maitland, and Maitland reminded her that's an interior game and a good, clean basketball play, but you kind of had to worry about that. She took a pretty good shot to the head, so as you said, if you don't need her the rest of the game, I wouldn't be surprised she doesn't play a lot. On the other hand, though, Coach Dragani, he had the diaper dandies out there, all the young ones. He's finished the half there mostly with one junior and several sophomores.
Yeah, and that's even with Maya Swanson, who normally gets a lot of minutes. She picked up 2 fouls very fast. So we'll see a lot more of her in the second half. But looking toward second half and then much further forward into next year, so many young, talented players on this Fort Collins team, and they're getting minutes here early in their careers, maybe earlier than maybe you would want at times, but it pays dividends later on.
Exactly right. So we see as this game plays out tonight, say the Impalas, they have a chance to finish up the win. They'll get third in the conference, which should, you'd think, give them a pretty decent seed, judging how strong the conference is.
Yeah, they should get a bye. I think it's not guaranteed, obviously, but very likely that they'll get a bye into the second round, which, like you say, especially with 3 games in 4 nights, they won't mind a couple extra days off, let Berkner get a little healthier, and that's if they hold on tonight, that's a pretty good finish. Third in the conference. That's a solid year for the Impalas, I should say.
And tonight at Boulder, both the boys and girls of Fossil Ridge, big game down there, both girls and boys games.
Yeah, the Fossil girls, they'll want to win. Also get a top 4 if they win. Boulder on the girls' side is kind of the bottom end of the conference, so you'd expect Fossil to take care of that. The boys' game, man, that's going to be a fun one. I've heard that arena down Boulder gets pretty loud for these type of games, and winner take all. If Fossil wins, and there's a 3-way tie atop the conference, but they'll be obviously both Boulder and Greeley West, who they would be tied with. So Fossil would, at least seeding purposes, there's a whole lot of shenanigans with the co-champs thing, but seeding purposes, they would be called the champions.
And we said we'd like to keep it keeps the title here in town. It'd be the 3rd year in a row a PSD team has won it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to be interesting. And Fossil, in some ways, it's hard to believe that they're in contention for that with how up and down they've been, but they found ways to win some games.
And then if you look at the other girls' games here and the teams in town, the improvement both with, you say, as the year went along by the Impalas. We know all about Fossil, Rocky Mountain. They've had a chance to.
Rocky has a big one tonight. They have Fairview, which that'll swing some seeding as well, whoever wins that one. So plenty of big games on both boys and girls side. There's a ton of movement that can go on in this final night of league play. It's kind of crazy to see, and there are teams that can swing anywhere 3, 4, 5 spots in some places.
Yeah, it's how you finish. That's everybody remembers. Well, thanks for joining us, Kevin Lytle from the Colorado, and let's talk about your Twitter handle.
It's at Kevin_Lytle.
And check him out online too, but make sure you follow high school sports. Kevin Lytle, Colorado, and thanks for joining us.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there. 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
I'm Gina, and I am UC Health. I've had some difficult things to face throughout my career, and part of that was dealing with the cancer journey of both of my parents, and I was diagnosed with cancer myself. There's so much that I can bring to my patients because I do understand, and I think that that helps me to be a better cancer doctor.
Our roots run deep at the University of Colorado Health. Share your roots at imuchealth.org.
I like easy. That's why I got this self-driving car. And why I signed up for the First Bank Anywhere account. It warns me if there's ever trouble. And with 24-hour customer support, I can get help right away. Sorry. No lock!
Easy should be easy. The new Anywhere account, only at First Bank.
We're back here, ready to start our third quarter. Second half play coming from Fort Collins High School. The Lambkins trail the visiting Impalas 20-12. And Randy, 2 or 3 plays by the Impalas, obviously some three-pointers by Mackenzie Gertz. But the free throw shooting, I think, was certainly a difference. The Lambkins just didn't hit them, did they?
No, they did not. And, you're coming in a huge underdog in the first place. So you're going to have to do everything right to win this game if you're Fort Collins.
And they start off with a little bit of a tough-to-handle entry pass, and Maitland didn't get two hands on out of bounds the Impalas.
Well, and, Coach Trigani told us when we interviewed him here earlier a couple weeks ago that this is a brutal conference every single night. You have to bring it, and that's tough. That's a tough
it really
task.
Is.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, it shows you the veteran play is such an important thing, too. Coach Trigani, the Lambkins only have 2 seniors. Glorianne Tripp and Devin Hunt. And you've got a lot of youth to be served with the playing time this year. It's that tuition payment playing against these veteran teams, and you don't have the wins you think you might have talent-wise just because of who you're playing.
But, if Fort Collins can compete tonight, and, they'll learn some things, but they're not going to see too many better than Ms. Gertz right there.
Yeah, Mackenzie Gertz, a little over-under move going in. Gertz along with Shayla Reeves, Anna Haugen, Madison Ham, and Cecilia Berkner starting out the third quarter for the Impalas. Devin Hunt, Carson Maitland, Glorianne Tripp, Delcy Johnson, and Grace Sluss for the Lambkins. Well, if you drive on the Impalas, expect to find at least 2 extra defenders.
No,
they play with about 1 foot in the paint all the time, don't they?
Well, they just, that's good scouting too, and there's another boom.
Yeah. Kenzie Gertz is just starting to heat up again, just like earlier this week.
She's so much more relaxed than she was earlier in the year.
That's a great point. So the three-pointer makes it 25-12. We'll be back after this timeout. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
I want to also thank our banner sponsor this year, Rocky Mountain Fever, premier club basketball program in northern Colorado. feverhoops.com. February 22nd, they will be having an open house, so make sure you go to feverhoops.com, check that out. Sign up for a team this year, feverhoops.com.
One thing I forgot to bring up earlier, but the Lambkins, obviously, playing with the youngsters they got, but missing a fairly key senior tonight for the Impalas is Ashley Zolkowski. See her over there in just some tights and relaxed, so obviously not available to play. And as Kevin Lytle said at halftime, get the W today, get yourself in the seating, just play smart. And some reason not to have her in there. Cecilia Berkner, long three-pointer off, but rebounded by Ham.
That's probably the first three-pointer she's shot in a week.
Yeah.
In a game for sure, because she hasn't been playing. So you really need her to kind of get going here. And
nice entry pass, but a little drag of the foot by Tomasini that time. Just a little bit, wasn't it?
Well, it was, and if they didn't get her there, Haugen was getting ready to hook the, I don't know if high school officials call that, but it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, we have a great vantage up here high atop the gym at Fort Collins High School, staring down at that angry Lambkin.
Yeah. That's where they get their attitude.
Serves them well.
126 years of high school here in Fort Collins. The two oldest high schools here, Poudre and Fort Collins.
Strong man defense still by the Impalas. Just forced the ball out, and Johnson lost control, hit the end line. 25-12. It's kind of in a just a methodical, workmanlike game for the Impalas, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just let's keep the clock moving. I mean, again, that the Impalas are a legitimate title contender. I mean, they're not out of the range. They did not get beat bad by Thunder Ridge, who's one of the top teams, and on any given night, they're going to be able to compete with the best teams.
Foul on the floor that time. Berkner on the drive. Good to see Berkner coming back and showing no signs of being hesitant to contact, though, especially after concussion. If you've ever been dinged, you got to go back and get that next ding to find out you're okay, don't you?
Yeah, it's the same way with any, and that's where she kills you.
Extension.
Well, she's left-handed, so you don't expect the...
Yeah, you don't practice against that very much, do you? And just talk about the multi-type of athlete she is. Stepped in and played well for the Impalas volleyball team.
Ended up kind of being the leader of that team, which...
Surprise.
She is a leader.
Yeah, that's not a surprise at all, is it? Still that time, a little entry pass picked back off by Delcy Johnson. Credit the Lambkins, physically still hustling all over the court. Just there's that average year difference across the board is such a difference in the game tonight for sure.
Well, the Berkner sisters are certainly creating memories too, getting a chance to play this year together in two sports.
Gertz tried to throw the lob pass underneath to Berkner. Nicely defended, though, by Johnson. Kicks it out.
Well, I think they're trying to get her go. I think Coach Glessman would like to get her 3 or 4 looks at the bucket and then get her right next to him is what I would do.
Yeah. Chance to get some points, feel like you're back in the grill. Nice entry pass to Tripp. Doesn't quite get it to fall. She's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Did a nice job of rubbing the defender off the pick and gets underneath. The 3rd foul on Emily Tomasini.
And that's what Gertz has done for this team too, is that they don't have to completely depend on Haugen and Berkner for everything.
Yep. Shayla Reeves back in the game now. Gertz checks out. Carson Maitland out, and Swanson back in now for the Lambkins. (13-27). Lambkins trail with 3:15 left here in the 3rd. Tomasini, top of the key, looks just off the side. Bounced around the rebound, though, secured by Berkner. She'll kick it out top to Reeves, and they reset it. That's just tough when you play good defense, everybody boxed out, but that long rebound gets you. Good battle underneath, too, positioning for Hunt and Ham. Haugen tries the crossover dribble, gets a little tied up with Delcy Johnson. Johnson actually did a nice job defensively, stopping her, kind of getting a hand on the ball, didn't she?
She did, and I thought Haugen might get called for
push.
but coming back. A lot of times it's the person who gets the ball stolen from them when they're trying to get it back is when they get a foul, but it must not have happened that way.
Maddie Bannister in the game now, number 3 for the Impalas.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Glessman would like to see a lot of people get more than a couple of minutes.
Well as they're playing defensively and then just not having the points. And
that's just money.
More to your point right there, too. Cecilia Berkner getting the low post move and drop step spin. Like I said, we've got some very talented low post players in the girls' side this year, don't we?
Yeah, and that, you get that going, and then you get the inside passing of Maddie Ham, and then you get Gertz hit from outside. That's a lot to stop.
Well, and an uncharacteristically cold shooting night for Emily Tomasini, who's been really a good three-point shooter.
Well, 10 points off the bench in a high school game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
you're
lucky in high school to get any points off your bench, but to come in and actually get somebody to score double figures.
Long shot in the corner by Hunt, goes up just a little strong. Put back up though by Johnson, and the and one. Opportunity for Delcy Johnson. She'll go to the line.
Again, Poudre's one of the top defensive teams in the state. So if you say Collins only has 15, well, they held Boulder to 15 for an entire game. So and I'm not sure we're seeing maximum effort tonight. I mean, I think they're playing as hard as they can, but again, 3 games in 4 nights.
Yep. Oh, good entry pass that time. And
wow.
Madison Ham just powers it up.
What strength.
Yep. Turn around, got square, had the ball in the right hand and protected it with her body. Takes the foul with the body and finishes. Substitution in now for the Impalas. Number 10 is Clara Workman, 9th grader.
Here you go. Meaningful minutes.
Oh, exactly.
This is what
Carson
you have
Maitland
to do in public school scenario in sports is you've got to get underclassmen meaningful minutes. It's really hard to come out and have your entire team not have had any varsity minutes.
Oh, very important. Sometimes you got to make those tuition payments under live fire, don't you?
Yeah, and I don't care how many JV games you play. It's not varsity.
Yeah. Devin Hunt in the curl drive goes up strong. Going to draw the foul. Actually, no foul. Just going to call it a loose ball turnover. I thought she had enough contact, but didn't get the whistle. Substitution now. Elsa Berkner back in the game. Minute 30 left here in the third quarter. You're watching PSD TV Channel 10. Thanks again to Streaming Sports. We've brought you football, volleyball, and boys and girls basketball in a great season. We're ending it here this week for our regular season broadcast, but we have one special one scheduled still, don't we, Randy?
Yeah, March 2nd, we've got our second unified game. Fort Collins and Fossil Ridge as Maddie Ham goes in for the bunny and
a little strong.
Hops away.
Yep. But Anna Haugen was there to grab a rebound. Minute 8 left and 32-16. The Impalas lead. As good as their defense is, you might not think this is, there's many things to go right still for the Lambkins, but boy, there's no lack of effort. Just to prove it, Maya Swanson goes down, dishes over to Maitland for 2. That's what a speed guard will do, won't it?
Yeah, and it's good to see Carson hit that shot. She's kind of had a rough week. She's had to face some really good competition this last week.
Yep.
She had to face the girl over at Fossil Ridge. And
yeah, first Britt Mishak, and then you get to come down here where you've got Ham along with Berkner and Haugen. Oh, nice pump fake. And
wow.
I'd say she's got her groove back, wouldn't you?
Yeah. What a ball fake. Boy,
yeah.
You just don't see that very often, boys or girls.
Yeah. Swanson underneath again, dishing, although the layup doesn't go.
Next year, I think Maitland will hit those, and she's had a lot of point-blank shots this year, and she's going to get better, and she's going to hit a bunch of those.
I'd look for her to be the same type of players we're seeing with these other senior post players. her and Mishak next year coming back in the city. And you got Gabby McDonald over at Rocky Mountain. There's going to be some battles. 17 seconds left here in the third, 34-18. Poudre leads. Reeves dribbles the outside, gets it over far side wing. She gets the look. Oh, nice job by Swanson, just cutting her off. Time's going to run out, so the Impalas a little bit out of joint there. That's kind of the difference between having, say, those substitutions in the game where you're not used to each other on the court. But after 3 quarters here at Fort Collins High School, 34-18, the Lambkins trail the Impalas.
Who wants more peas?
Go away.
Oh, Daddy hates pop-up ads.
Go away.
Hashtag dinner time.
Scroll forward.
Choose selfie. No! Selfie.
Go forward.
Delete selfie.
Go away.
Send picture.
Bookmark. Go away.
No, post photo.
Scroll up. Scroll forward.
Hashtag gravy.
The First Bank mobile app. Technology has never been so easy.
So again, this is our final evening for regular season broadcasts. You have to keep up on Facebook and Twitter on our playoff schedule. We'll try to get that out best we can on Twitter at McCoy Haase Talks and at Stream It Sports. We will try to get that out to you. We'll probably do a couple of games. We should have a fair amount of home games between the 8 teams here in town. So Fort Collins will, I was thinking about Fossil Ridge if we had a score yet. Game just now starting at Boulder, Fossil Ridge boys at 6:30 tonight, playing for the conference title. And
sure Kevin Lytle will keep us updated.
Yes, he will. So official looking, seems like.
Well, somebody got maybe a little blood, maybe got caught in the chops, and Coach Glessman saying, no, I know you don't want to come out. I'm going to come get you. It's okay.
So anyway, Fort Collins will bring the ball in. And making sure everybody is on the same page here is Mr. Blumhart, the official, who spotted the problem, issue, circumstance, whatever you want to call it. Again, it's been a great year broadcasting. Over 67 games we've done since football started, David, and always sad to see it come to a close. And hopefully we'll we will definitely
in the books.
We'll definitely be back next year. And
thanks to all our sponsors too.
Yes, we've got some other things up our sleeves, so be looking out. Swanson down inside to Hunt, double team. She goes up nice off the bank shot.
Great position. She earned it right away, didn't she?
She did. Poudre now in their slow, deliberate offense, and Gertz can really get her shot anytime she wants, and she's yet to really be contested, in my opinion, tonight. Every shot looks like she's wide open.
Yeah, and she does one thing. She shoots an elevated jump shot in the girls' game that is such a difference maker, and she's deadly.
Right, and there's Hunt again, and the senior, I think Coach Tregoning is wanting to get her some looks inside. They haven't really been able to find her. There's another shot by Gertz.
Surprisingly, there's a rebound after it.
Swanson comes in. She has picked up the speed of the game for the Lambkins, set out quite a bit. So, you know, when you're a coach and you're in these situations, you get towards the end, you want your seniors to get as many minutes as they can, because this is a lot, most every high school athlete, when their high school career is over, their career is over. Very few go to college to play sports. I think in basketball it's 3 or 4%. Gertz again.
Baseliner doesn't go, but a little fatigued there. Rebound went out off of Hunt.
And it's good what you said about Gertz. She's so abnormal for a female, and so I think that's why almost every time she shoots, she looks open completely, even if the defense is on her, because she's able to bring the ball up in front of her head.
Nice play by Tripp that time to cut in and knock the ball away. Swanson jetting down. Oh, the no-look pass. Not quite handled.
Yeah, it was there. And
that's the young and the old. You're not used to playing together that much. And that little cutter was just a great one.
Oh, nice pass by Gertz down to Haugen. She's fouled on the second try. She gets a Moses Malone second rebound. And
she was mad she didn't make the first one.
But it gives you a rebound on the stat book. So she's, I think, number 3 in the conference in rebounding, averaging almost 7 rebounds a game.
We've talked about there are players that do so many things that make your team better that you got to have if you're going to be successful. And I mentioned Jackson Everhart the other night. You got a wonderful scorer like Braxton Bertolette on your team, but I don't think the SaberCats are nearly as good as they are without Jackson Everhart doing so many things.
Yeah, and Anna Haugen does pretty much everything.
Exactly.
She would be, in baseball you would call her a 5-tool player. I don't know how many tools there are in basketball, but
she's got all that she needs.
And it should have been a
little slide
travel, but they didn't call it. And there's another point blank. Again, she got fouled, but she's going to make those. That should have been an and one for her, and she gets a little stronger. She's going to kill teams with and ones because.
Yeah, athletic and length, and she knows
she's
physically
strong.
She's getting there.
Yeah, she's strong, and people are going to bounce off her and kind of hit her.
Next year, that shot will end up being a left-handed shot too.
Right.
Be able to protect it a little easier. First one's off.
Tomasini back in now for Berkner. And that may be the end of Berkner's night. I'm not sure, but 18-point lead. Again, Poudre's had a very, very impressive week.
Yeah, chance to go 3-0 during the end of your season is pretty stout.
Yeah, and beating Fossil Ridge shorthanded Monday night. Not the fact they beat him wasn't that big of a surprise, but beat the way they did and being shorthanded and holding Fossil Ridge to 43 points, that's a pretty big deal. It's another long shot.
Rebound on the floor picked up by Williams. No quit the Lambkins.
No, there's not, and you can see with Gertz, she feels much more comfortable putting those shots up now. Like, when these are 15 to 17-year-old kids, some 18 maybe, but you come into a new system, new people, and you don't want anybody to think you're a gunner, and you don't want anybody to think you're not, that you're selfish and stuff. So, but it's like McKenzie, that's what you do. So you need to do what you do.
Very well. Tomasini on the loose ball pickup.
Had some experience in that in my family.
Time ticking away in the fourth quarter. Almost 5 minutes left in the game.
Again, Poudre, no hurry, going to run their offense. Maddie Ham with the nice jumper right inside the free throw line. And Swanson comes in a little out of control. That works for most of your teams that are 10-10 or 10-11, but that's not going to work for Poudre because they're wily. I mean, they're wily on defense.
Yeah, no, they play such a great team defense concept. They go in and really close down the lane.
Well, they almost invite you in. They almost invite you in, and then they just
said the spider to the fly.
Yeah, something like that.
Way back in my literary past there.
What book did you read while in Nebraska?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one, huh?
Put back by Ham.
That's the one book they have in Nebraska, isn't it?
Shared, yes. I finally got it my junior year. 4:10 left, 40-20 now. Paul's lead, just a dominant performance.
And looks like a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here. 3:57 left, and Poudre has doubled up Fort Collins 40-20. See some of the scoring over here, and Gertz has 13. Berkner has 8.
Ham, so does Ham.
Ham has 8 as well for the Lambkins. Delcy Johnson has 6.
Back and forth, a lot of Tripp and both early in the Sluss had a couple pointers early, but the defense has gone down. So,
yeah, no, these. Again, it's a workman's-like game for Poudre, but you know they're good enough to be able to come in and say, okay, guys, we just need to take care of business tonight. And I'm really excited to see how far they're able to go. Probably potentially get a first-round bye. I couldn't really hear what you and Kevin were talking about, but probably
he thinks it probably will. Yeah.
A good chance they'll get a first-round bye. So, and then a second-round home game, obviously. So we hope to bring that to you if that all happens as we say.
Under 4 to play in the game.
(40-20), and count me wrong, Berkner's back in.
Yeah.
Maybe coach says, let's get a little more of that rust off after sitting out.
Well, game conditioning, you got three or 4 days to rest.
Well, she was laboring. I was watching her run a little bit, and she's certainly laboring a little bit as she's running. And there's a great shot by Delcy Johnson, I believe.
Yeah, just grab the ball in the air and put it right away.
Nice left hand.
When you post players, the correct hand, and obviously then not dribbling it. You know, the old adage about never teach a post player to dribble the ball is they're better off. Well, Gertz knifes down the middle and gets a chance to go to the line.
Boy, she's just smooth. She's just, you know, we've had a few over the last 5 years that, you know, the Smith girls that came out of Fossil Ridge were very, very fun. And obviously Maddie Ham's sister, Maya Ham, was fun to watch. Last year, the girl from, we're terrible at names, so sorry guys. The girl from Rocky that we never remember.
Oh, Asia Lawson.
Asia Lawson.
Yeah, very similar player. That's
very similar to Gertz. They really remind you a lot of one another.
Gertz, she'll go to the bench now. Maddie Bannister in, number 3.
Over on the boys' side, of course, we've got leading scorer in 5A, Braxton Bertolette, who had a rough first half against Fairview the other night, but as I was reading, man, he dominated in the second half.
Full 21 points, I think it was.
Yeah. Did not have an answer for him. Fairview in a in a down year. Got to see Frank Ryder. I didn't get to watch the broadcast, but
well, you know, in a game where they almost the defense, the SaberCat defense, just did a great job on him, as we see Hunt knock down her first one, but they really blanketed him, you know, using the 2 post guys as much as they did, and SaberCats have got the size physically to give anybody problems, and they shoot it that well. You got a chance to win a couple games at least in the tournament.
Yeah, they certainly would. I would think they should get to the Sweet 16, and then from there it's just kind of who has the better night on the better night, you know, really. The problem, and
Reeves goes in unchecked.
Yeah, well, I tell you, she's going to be hard to stay in front of next year because she's already hard to stay in front of now.
Yep.
You look at the boys' side and you look at Rocky Mountain too, you know, they could really surprise somebody. They're going to play somebody probably close to their seed, you know, and
well, you know, and you get a chance, like I say, as teams as young as Rocky was, with even a freshman Urinowitz bringing so much to the game this year, newly on campus, as it were. You get a chance to grow as the year goes along, and all of a sudden now at the end of the year, you're playing a lot different than you were at the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's more confident now, and the coaches now, you know, he comes into the first practice. They don't know that at the end of the year he may be your best player, and he is now.
Yeah.
Shot blocked there. Reeves with the nice pass and didn't get the number on the block. And Hunt for 3.
Devin Hunt showing her range.
Well, she's hit a few.
Yeah. And that looked easy. Entry pass that time tipped away.
Hunt going up again. Oh, in and out.
Yeah, that was halfway down.
Hunt with 6 points as well. Delcy Johnson with 8.
Well, and you know, the things you got to look at if you go across the board, a lot of contributors for that Lambkins score tonight.
And again,
checking in there now, we've got for the Impalas down low, number 50, Delaney McKee. Coach Glessman getting a lot of people to
so had to be
some minutes.
I don't think there's a strangulation call, but that's what that that's what that would have been.
There's what that hand looks like. Litz will go to the line.
I think it's called a clothesline in football, isn't it?
McKee at the line. Grace Litz also in number 11. You say those moments you get out there under varsity time on the court. Also Workman's out there along with number 3 is Bannister.
There's the young girl that hit the shot.
Yeah. Just the big shot there. Isabel Lane, the 9th grader. I think she had to run right over that spot and demand the ball.
And do it again.
Because she is 1,000% from right there.
She might weigh 80 pounds, huh?
I was impressed she got the ball that far.
And that was an NBA 3, and she had perfect.
A lot of Steph Curry looking that one.
She was. Nice crossover there by Tomasini. And Devin Hunt. Devin Hunt's had a great fourth quarter here. You know, you start realizing
time's running out on you.
This is, well, for sure their last home game. They're not going to get another home game. So this is their last home game.
Well, credit the Lambkins the whole game for fighting. I mean, they have hustled hard, hit the floor, made the plays they could. You know, like I said, just it's tough to compare yourself against a team like the Impalas.
You got a lefty here into the game. And
that Bannister there.
Okay, I was going to say the ponytail keeps me from seeing the number.
Yeah.
What a nice, sweet shot.
Yeah, the sophomore goes 1 for 2. 1 minute to play, 45-26, Impalas lead.
And I'm not sure Collins would have won with the free throws, but this certainly would have been more of like a 10-point game probably if they hit their free throws.
Well, especially at halftime. You go into half, down maybe 3 or 4 at most if you're just shooting above average at very, very little above average even. So, it's just a different way to come out to start the second half. Sluss drives down the corner, goes up, gets the shot blocked. Out of bounds.
45-26 now, 50 seconds left, and looks like we're going to be right on time for the boys' game as well tonight. This game started on time. A lot of times, you're lining up 3 or 4 games at these city games because you have a girls' JV game before the nice steal by
chance there. Gloria Chip, I was like, I'd like to see her get a basket. Coach Stragani doing a nice job getting. He's only got 2 seniors on his squad. He's got them both on the floor here to finish out the game. Great way to remember it. Just you're fighting to the end. It's not going to get the W, but they're battling and get to represent and wear that uniform for the last time on this court. Every athlete remembers a moment like that, don't they?
Yeah, and it becomes about more than just the wins and losses and these things. And so here comes some JV players now. That's a Humple, I know that.
Yeah, Parker Humple in.
Big sister was a star here 2 years ago.
Devin Hunt goes out, gets a nice hand from those up above there, along with Delcy Johnson. Tripp gets her second attempt here.
And there's Tripp.
She goes
going out for the senior.
Yep.
And final time here at the...
That's a nice job by Coach Stragani, giving those kids a chance to get that applause going off the court. Fitz back in the game. Also along with number 25 is Evan Fisher. As we said before, Parker Humple. I mean, he has a young squad.
Yeah, they're going to be heard from, let me tell you. Probably next year, actually. And
Lane puts up the 3.
And she just showing you that it wasn't a fluke in the JV game.
Not a doubt.
She says 3 that.
Yeah, not a problem.
What a soft touch.
Said, Coach, I've been here all night.
That just gives you a little, boy, I'll tell you what, you put her and Swanson in the same backcourt.
Better have your rest coming into that game.
You better have some quicks because I'll tell you what, you're not going to be able to keep up with either one of those girls.
Well, Sammy Fitz out there, number 11, you kind of see the same thing there. He's going to have the Jets. You will be running if you come to this gym.
Well, and who do you think that Ms. Lane's been guarding all year?
That's a great point. Yeah, that makes practice pretty interesting.
People don't understand that the JV is playing against the varsity all year, so that, you know, the better your varsity, the better your JV is typically.
Delaney Hunt, there, number 34 for the Impalas, knocked down a free throw, and Lane goes in again. Knifes right in for two. Isabel Lane, 5 quick points here in the fourth quarter for the youngster.
I think she's ready.
Six seconds to play here. Bannister just going to hold it out there, gets it off to teammate. One shot, get up there, wants to take a look at it, but that wraps it up here for the girls' finale of our regular season schedule. 46-32, the Lambkins handled the Impalas. So a great. We can get those on air, but either way, an excellent season and then a good growing season for those Lambkins. So for Randy McCoy, producer, and Sean Corbett's on camera, I'm David Haase. Thanks for tuning in to Streamin' Sports. We'll see you later here tonight for the Fort Collins boys and Poudre Impalas boys games coming up next.
Poudre School District High School basketball, live on Streamin' Sports and PSD Channel 10, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil, your local fuel company, by University of Colorado Health. We improve lives from healthcare to health. By Pedersen Toyota, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in northern Colorado.